You're locked in to Independent Grind on Dash Radio. Tune in Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern for the latest hip-hop news, music, and interviews. Independent Grind only on Dash Radio, baby. Tech N9ne!
Okay, hi, it is Mackenzie Nicole, and I am here with...
Tech N9ne!
So, basically what we wanted to do was sit down, and I wanted to talk to you about Planet.
Yep.
And obviously, the huge link between me and Planet is that I'm on Habanero, which is the first track on the album.
Yes, it is.
So, I kind of personally, and for the sake of the interview, kind of wanted to know, going into the album, what made you choose, me to be on Habanero and kind of help you introduce that album? It meant a lot to me.
Well, we've been doing music for so many years, since you're like 9, and we've done a lot of different types of music, you know what I mean? And the fact that you're growing up blows my mind. So me, I'm always the type of guy that wants to push the envelope. All these years, I've always kept it PG. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to the hooks, or maybe G when you were younger. You know what I mean? And to on this planet, I had to leave this planet of not enough love and caring, and build my own planet. To start it off, I wanted something so edgy, but so beautiful at the same time. So it just hit me. I heard your voice saying, bitch, I'm Habanero, you know what I'm saying? And you wouldn't be lying, you know what I'm saying, about yourself, So I had to think about that, like, man, I want to see if I can make this happen. So, as you know, I had to go to your dad, and your dad didn't know what to say. He was like, let me talk to Don. I'll talk to Mackenzie. And when you called me back and you just yelled it at me, it was just so perfect. And the song just gelled, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I listen to it all the time. And it just signifies growth and what we've been building since you were a little girl, you know what I mean? It makes me feel good because it's progress. You know what I'm saying? We can curse on records now with Mackenzie, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why that means so much to me. It just means that you're coming into womanhood, and I'm a part of that. And why not let it be the first song? I'm happy just talking about it. Nobody ever asked me that question, you know what I'm saying?
It's something that's really cool to me because like you've said several times, and as most people know, I've been featuring on your track since I was 9. I've known you my entire life.
Exactly.
And actually, something I'm not even sure you know this, your voice is you're the first musician I ever remember hearing. Like,
That's
your
crazy.
voice is the first, like artist I remember hearing music from.
Mm-hmm.
And so when people ask, like, how'd you meet Tech? How'd you get into Strange? People who maybe don't know, it always cracks me up because really, this just kind of happened to me. And
Yeah.
When you were starting that explanation, you started talking about leaving this planet, creating your own.
Mm-hmm.
And coming up with the concept behind Planet. You've talked a lot about how you came up with the concept, but was it inspired by anything specific? Were you influenced by other art, music?
I wasn't influenced by any other art. Yes, I was. I can't lie about that. I had to think about that. What sparked me for the first idea for Planet was Billy Joel. Just the way his music changes and shifts and slows down and speeds back up, you know what I mean? I said, I want to do a record like that, you know what I mean? It turned into something else afterwards, but the initial idea for going on my own planet, and even Travis don't know this, because I was heartbroken that the storm wasn't what it was supposed to be, you know what I mean? It's like, I felt like it didn't connect like I wanted it to. A lot of my features were features that I wanted, and it might be not what the young people are accustomed to, you know what I mean? And I was just looking at it. I've always done music that I love, and it just so happens that the fans happen to love it too. But I was so hurt by the success of The Storm that I had to leave and go on another planet because I felt like that I failed in trying to match the first one. And probably got some fans that probably think, no, you did really well. That's cool. And there's some beautiful music on there, man. You know what I'm saying? And it just pushed me to go somewhere else, man. Totally different from where I've been going. Like it's heavy with features and all that. I just want to cut that all out and just go on my own tangent. And it's scary doing that because if you do it and people say, well, it's so weird that nobody's gonna get it. I wasn't worried about that while I was doing the record. But it just so happens that it worked. You know what I mean? It makes me feel so good when people say, it's the best record you've done. It made me feel so good because you never know, baby girl. You never know in this business, when you think you're the best at what you do and you are, but everybody has to agree. I always say that. You can't be the only one that thinks that you're dope. And everybody's in agreement. Even the people from LA came in and they chose so many singles, And while I was doing this, I don't know if you know, I said it a lot to you. I said, baby girl is kicking ass, dog. I have to kick ass because baby girl is about to flood this motherfucker with fans and everything. It's going to be wonderful. I told Chris Calico, I said, hey, man, I need beats. She got beats. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is while I was doing it. You know what I mean? I was listening to your music like, shit, I got to go.
Happy.
Baby girl's about to knock this motherfucker out the park, So that's that friendly, competitive spirit. You know what I'm saying?
Makes me so happy.
Even though it's a different genre, but it's still big, beautiful music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I want to keep doing big, beautiful music too. And not to say that The Storm was not. It was just different. And it made me want to disappear on my planet, man. And I'm glad I did, man. You know what I'm saying? I still look at that album and I'm like, it still hurts. But, I have Planet now. I have my own planet. And as I listen to it, I'm like, Jesus, thank God that I still have all that fire in me.
Yeah.
Things are happening in my life, the divorce was horrible, you know what I'm saying? Not horrible as to like heartbreaking, like, oh, I lost my wife. No, not like that, because we've been separated since 2005, It's just the way it went down, it was horrible. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of put a wedge between me and my children. And then the fact that they're here now, they're about to leave today, but they're here now for Christmas, everything is brightening back up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But for Planet, when you hear songs like fresh out of fucks, you know what I'm saying? I'm fed up with everything. I'm cynical than I ever been. I make the Beretta ring. If any kind of coming up at a king, it's like fed up music, And
Yeah.
it worked.
Yeah.
I'm glad that the Planet of the Calm Before the Storm did that, and it pushed me to want to do something even better. I listened to my partner, man. He was like, he gave it to me straight, and I ain't gonna tell you for verbatim what he said, but it was a good ride, He's like, man, what you're doing is what we love, you know what I'm saying? But, so you got to think about everybody else too, And I'm like, you know what, you're right. And that's what I did, man. I thought about everybody else, but at the same time, I didn't give a fuck, you know what I'm saying? I was like,
in a really beautiful way. It's kind of incredible because even though the results of The Storm were, in your words, a little bit hurtful and a little bit difficult, not to get too biblical on you, but it's almost like you needed the storm to wash you, to flood the planet and then rebuild it anew. It's really
wow.
It's really, really incredible what you've done here. And here's the thing is that I know you personally, and that's an understatement, but more than anything, like, I'm a huge fan. Recreationally, I'm a N9ne fan, not just personally.
Yes.
And for me, I've talked openly for years about how, for me, the pinnacle N9ne album is Ever Ready for a number of reasons. Because first of all, I think that was that moment in the company and in your career and in our lives, just in general, was a make or break time. And I just did a podcast interview with Lucas here at Strange about Ever Ready and about how, the climate was urgent at that time within the company. And I think that's where you see the tech that we know and know throughout your career in the 11 years since Ever Ready I think that was the origin story of that version of Tech. I think what's cool is that for me, Planet really hit me in a way where when I heard it for the first time, I had this moment where I thought, oh my God, this, Ever Ready was the origin of the Tech we've known, but this is the beginning of a new era.
Yes.
And the really beautiful thing with that is that not only is this an incredible album, but like you mentioned earlier, it is on your shoulders. It's incredible.
Yes.
There are features, but it's not jam packed with a lot of flossy features.
No, it's not.
And I think, as everyone said, maybe if I took my sentimental attachment to Ever Ready away, maybe this would completely smoke it. I have no idea, but it's that good. So,
and that makes me feel good.
It's incredible. And so, that being said, what are you most excited for when your fans hear Planet, or when the world gets to really hear Planet?
I'm excited for them to hear how polished and how so late in the game that it's a brand new start again, to bring in more and more people to join us in these next strong 4 years. And, when they hear the 4-year thing, they're gonna be like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? But me and your dad talked about it. I was like, that's what I got, So it's gonna be a jam-packed 4 years. And I'm just so excited for everybody to witness the new beginning. You know what I mean? I know you probably don't know about the 4 years, you know what I'm saying? I had to slide it in there, but on the song Planet, the pre-order song, I said, I left 4 years ago, did enough music for 4 years, So from now, when that 4 years is up and you're looking for Nina's stuff, it'll be gone because I had enough of me proving to you I can bust. Fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been so going hard since we started, Mackenzie, you know what I mean? And so many years making millions, you live to become the villain, you know what I mean? And I can feel it coming, you know what I'm saying? It's like I can feel people turning, And not everybody, it's because there's a lot of people coming at the same time, But I don't want to do this so long that people do to me like they're doing Eminem, and it's starting. I think he's way polished and everything, and all his fans, well, not all of his fans, but some of his fans are like, no, it's whack. And I don't know how they can fix their mouths to say that, because they can't do it. But you like what you like. And when you do music for so long, people are nostalgic when it comes to your older music. So when people say they love these albums better, I understand it because it marks a point in time in their lives where things were happening and it brings it back,
Yeah.
This new music, he'll go crazy. Like, you can't party to that, you know what I'm saying? But you can party to Planet Rock. It don't make no sense to me. But Planet Rock feels like a certain time. For the newcomers, He'll Go Crazy feels like that time right there. Like, wow, we was partying,
Yeah.
And I just want this to be the best next 4 years that we have. Now, don't get me wrong. Let me explain the 4 years to you, man. And I think you get it.
Yeah.
I'll be 50, dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm 24, but I'll be 50, And that's a good thing, you know what I mean? I was preserved a long time and my brain is still fresh and I still get ideas every day, you know what I mean? I got so much to say still because I'm still living. But I think that it's time for me to step back and be the exec and do music with my artist and do shows every once in a while, maybe festivals every once in a while, because I've been touring like crazy and I'm about to do it again. You know what I mean? I'm about to do it again. I'm about to try to put together for the last week, I've been putting together like the best show I could ever put together, you know what I'm saying? After that last one, I have to do something kind of like it, but it has to go up.
I don't know how you outdo it, so I'm excited.
Oh my God, I just don't have the intro and it's killing me because I don't know the reveal, but I'm trying to make this, the rest of this time, the best years, you know what I mean, for us. And with your album, man, and how it's, oh man, the Stranger's about to take a turn, man. and I feel like it's about to be for the best. Our lives are about to change again, and I truly feel it, But I don't want the fans to think that, oh, Tech just gonna rap for 4 more years and he's gonna quit. No, you're gonna still hear me every once in a while, you know what I mean? But not as much. You know what I'm saying? Not as much. Now, if my partner come to me and after 5 years from now, he's like, man, won't you do another album? That's my brother, you know what I'm saying? That's my brother. I was like, okay, I'll try. I'll try. Stamina, part 2.
But you've been, Tech, you have had one of the most rigorous careers I could ever imagine any artist having. Like, just sheerly the touring alone is insane. It's exhausting to be on the tours and follow the tours because that's how most of my childhood was spent. Yeah. And I'm not even performing every night. And so, no, I think it's really interesting, and something you keep mentioning is the fact that Strange, you, Strange, myself, like we're all, it's about to go down.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I feel it in the air, man. You know what I'm saying? I hear it in the music, man. Oh man, I just feel really good. It's a crossroads time.
It is.
Like, because of streaming and everything, we've been getting in there and trying to make that work as well, and we're gonna make it work. We're not trying, we're gonna make it work. We're gonna I always said however people listen to music, we're gonna be right there. So we're not gonna exclude anybody, you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's good. But I just feel that this crossroads, it's about to go the way we want it. You know what I mean? We deserve it. You know what I mean? We deserve it for the work we've done, man. We're saying we all deserve it. And we all deserve to buy a fucking island, dude. You know what I'm saying? I mean, whatever we have to do, it's just, we all deserve to see the things that make us go, oh, you know what I mean? And people around us are happy. And they are. We're blessed people to still be here to talk about upcoming projects.
We are.
Yeah. And boast about them. Like, the shit is dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Edge, man. Come on, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's a really crazy time. In general, if you think about it, you, myself, my family being, Travis, my mom, we have been here this entire time.
Yes.
Which is something that now, because the company's so big, most people can't say that they've been here since '99, since 2000. Yeah. And of course, mine is with like a little asterisk by it, 'cause technically I was a baby. But and so, thinking about that and realizing that over the last 18 years, we've been building up to this point. A lot of people, we are looking at it from the inside, and pushing the music out. Yeah. But people who are looking from the outside in to what we're doing don't totally understand or know how to anticipate, a new Tech N9ne era, or just, speaking from my experience, don't know how to anticipate the idea of Strange Music having a pop division.
Yes.
And so, and you've addressed this multiple times, so I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but, in terms of people who maybe don't know how we can execute this change and still be Strange Music, how do you feel about that, and how do you think we address,
This is how we address it, man. We just do what the hell we want. I'm saying, we're gonna get pushed back. You know how they did Darian, and they can't tell me that their boy's not talented. You know what I mean? It's like they can say it's not their type of music. That's cool. Strange Music. The people who say they got a problem with pop and all this music, how could they be like this when Tech N9ne has always been on every level and genre? You know what I'm saying? It's like the fucking label started because of a rock band called The Doors. You know what I mean? It's like they were popular, man. You know what I'm saying? So it just so happens that one of the founders was a dark man, you know what I mean? And was going through a lot of pain. And every once in a while he still does, you know what I mean? But the other partner, he's not a dark man. You know what I'm saying? And his daughter can sing her ass off. She's been doing it since she's been a little kid. Why wouldn't we do this? We would be stupid. You know what I mean? So we are the masters of our whole universe. Mackenzie, you can make it do whatever you want. You can make it do whatever you want, dude. You know what I mean? And that's what I came to realize is that we think these things into existence, but the team helps us execute it and get it to the people. We all need each other, man. You know what I'm sizzling? And we can make it do whatever we want. We just have to do it right. You know what I mean? You've already did the work. You know, you did that album that's sitting there for somebody that knows what the hell to do to say, here you go, world. That's all. You just need the alley-oop. You know what I'm saying? And all we need is the alley-oop. You know what I'm saying? And it's coming. We can make it. And if I could play basketball like that, I'd alley-oop us. You know what I'm saying? But I can't play like that. We need somebody that really knows how to play that game, you know? And I think we're going to make all those people understand what strange is. You know what I'm saying? And even if it's not their style of music, you have to give it up because it's great music. And people's like, oh, that's not strange music. How the hell you know what strange is? Just because you like KOD. That's just one dimension. How the hell you know what strange is? We created this. It's just what you like about strange, what you connect with was that. That wasn't all just that, because if you go back and you listen to everything, people always talking that shit about, oh, he went mainstream. I'm like, I've been doing this shit. The only thing that's different about my career is the mainstream cats started wanting to work with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they can't tell us what strange is. We can make it do what the fuck we want to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm not scared to fight these motherfuckers, man. I'm not, because I'm going to fight for what I believe in, and what I believe in is our music. And it's beautiful, and they act like you wasn't singing on Demons.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You was singing on Demons. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they like Demons. You know what I'm saying?
This is the same logic of people who listen to Caribou but don't listen to Everybody But Me. Like, it's the same exact logic.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's...
You know, so we're going to make it do whatever the hell we want it to do, you know what I mean? And your father is behind us 1,000,000%. And 1,000,000,000%. And we're hungry, man. We're hungry. We're still hungry.
I just got chills because I mentioned earlier that, I had a talk with one of our staffers here, Lucas, about Everready, and we did a podcast, and he asked me to describe the climate of the company during that era and how we all were feeling. And the thing I constantly reiterated was, tracks like Running Out of Time, was that it was, we were at our hungriest. Yes. We were at our, desperate to make it work. And not desperate like, oh my God, I just need to make it happen by any means possible. But actually kind of, yeah. Like, and so I just had a weird moment where I keep drawing parallels between then and now. And it's so surreal. And
I get it. We're hungry, man. I'm writing like I don't live in that humongous house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm writing like I feel like that I think about Wayne Minor a lot, and I know how easy it is to mess up your whole thing you got going and have to go to less and less and less. We're hungry, man. You know what I'm saying? Your dad, he's hungry. He loses weight, but he's hungry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We are starving to infect more people. You got to do it too. You know what I'm saying? You're the target, baby girl. You're the target. You're supposed to hit the people that wouldn't even look my way. And I'm gonna be right there with you, like, hey.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and then they're gonna hear, don't nobody want to be hella hot at the moment. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're going like, what?
That's,
You know what I'm saying? It's
that's a huge part of the reason why I am even here, because I could have easily went to college this year and be elsewhere.
I know.
And that was the plan actually until literally the last minute. But there was a moment, and I don't even think you know this, where a couple years ago when you got your house, you had that housewarming surprise party for you.
Yes.
And
I was sorry.
Michael Myers ringtone.
I am so sorry.
Oh, I'm so offended.
Go ahead,
But
baby girl.
We had this moment where we were at your house party and your housewarming party, and I almost missed it for an event relating to, a school thing I was doing,
Yes.
and I had like a sobbing mental breakdown because I just couldn't imagine missing this event with everyone there. And so it got to the point where like I was, my mom was like, screw it, like you're coming tonight, you're coming to Tech's house.
Yes.
And so I was standing there, I was looking around, and I was looking at you, and I was looking at like Scooby and Muggs, like smoking cigars on your balcony, and I was looking at all the artists milling around, and Stevie and everyone there, and all of our executives, everyone in from LA.
I couldn't believe it.
And it was this really beautiful moment, and I had this epiphany, and I looked at my best friend Kelly, who was there. I was like, I think I just had an idea. And that was the moment I realized, like, I can't leave this. I can't ever leave this.
I'm glad you didn't. I'm glad you didn't, because the music you did, baby girl,
Thank you.
I'm beside myself, man.
No,
you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not just saying that, because we're supposed to say that because we're trying to sell it. No. Besides all that, we're not just going to big it up. Of course we're going to big it up, but it's real. You know what I mean? This is really great music, man. And I'm glad you stayed, because I know your brain capacity is through the roof, you know?
Thank you, man.
And you could do whatever you want to do in life. But to let that voice set like that, nah.
And
We had to do music, man. You know what I'm saying? You've been doing it since you were a little girl. We had to do music. We have to go on this journey. And what a wild journey it's gonna be, man. You know what I'm saying? You just sang at halftime of the Chiefs game. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Holy. I've never even been on the field. And I was sick and I couldn't get there. I was so upset, man. I was like, I was gonna come sick. And but besides that, you see what's happening. I told Travis after you performed that, I called him, I said, tell her to get ready to be playing arenas like that. You know what I'm saying? Because here it comes. That's the kind of music you did. And I have to be right there when they all like at your show like this, when they look over here, they're like, wow, that's blowing as well. You know what I'm saying? we gonna be side by side. You know what I mean?
And that kind of brings me to my point here, which is kind of what I've realized more than anything is that I love music, but loving music isn't reason enough to do music.
Yes.
Because there's so much more to it. Mm-hmm. And I love the process of making music, and I love people here, but really the reason more than anything that I am doing music is because of Strange Music.
Totally.
Because I love it. And because I feel like, evangelically want to share with as many people as physically possible the work done here. And the fact that I think this is and of course I'm biased more than anyone else on earth, but I think Strange Music and the people here and you and the art here is so incredible that I can't fathom not having it in my life. And I want, you want to spread it like, you want to spread it like the plague. It's beautiful. And so,
man. And it's happening already. And the hunger from all of us is going to push us to another level, man. You know what I'm saying? This is not the time to relax. This is not the time to say, okay, we can kick our feet up. No, this is the time to grit and grind in the dirt and come up with the best idea. That's why it's taken me so long to put the show together, because it has to be the best. Because this is everything we're about to do with your music and my music is going to make everybody look toward us again. It's another life. It's another life about to happen. And all that stuff is going to be gone. All this stuff is gonna be gone. People are gonna start paying attention to everything. You know what I mean? And we have to be here to retrieve all the people. You know what I mean? And keep them here.
Yeah.
And I just got a great feeling about it, Mama. I'm not just saying that. I really have a great feeling about it. When I was talking to your pops yesterday in his office, and he keep on saying, "Man, a hit record, man." Our lawyer keep on saying a hit record. I'm like, yeah. We sitting on a lot of them. I wasn't just talking about my record. I was talking about yours too.
Thank you.
So we sitting on a lot of them. You know what I mean? And these people that are with us really have to kick ass. We can't afford any mistakes. We can't. This is too late in life for making mistakes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I was making back-to-back mistakes like that, you know what I'm saying? Travis would be logged off. No matter, yeah, we're still partners, but he'd be logged off. Like, I ain't tripping on him and doing no record. He ain't serious. I'm so serious. And I'm so hungry. And I'm starving. Because I ain't ate breakfast this morning, but you know what I'm saying? But I'm starving when it comes to music, and I'm starving when it comes to infecting people. Straight up.
And so we talked a lot about how despite the fact that we are kind of embarking on this new era, we've talked a lot about how right now feels a lot like 10, 11 years ago because the soul of the company.
Yes.
On the flip side of that, what do you think the biggest change, obviously there's a huge difference in success between then and now, but what else do you think has been is a huge change between now and say, and I keep bringing up the Ever Ready era or things like that. Well, what do you think feels the most different that, perhaps is going to make this, go even further?
It feels the most different when I'm out on that road and I see all those people. I couldn't sell out Red Rocks back then. You know what I'm saying? Not time after time, It just, what's different is it's still growing. You know what I'm saying? It's getting bigger. And I can feel it. You know what I mean? I can feel the people coming. I can see them. And I can see them. And I can see the young ones. They're getting younger and younger as they come. And that's a good sign. That's a great sign, man. The difference is a lot more younger people are logging on. And this is a young man's sport.
Yeah.
And thank God I still have my youth, and it's different because all those youngsters are reciting. I'm looking on, the internet and on social media, and I'm seeing all these youngsters, they got their babies dancing to it and everything, Casey Anthem and everything, and I see little Tomas getting up on stage. He's growing up and he's doing breaking into colored houses with me. It's just all these kids, man, and it just really lets me know that we're gonna be doing this for a long time. I mean, the next 4 years, they're really gonna, I'm gonna give them a lot of music. I'm gonna give them a lot of music. I'm gonna give them a lot of music, you know what I mean? But the difference is, it's grown a lot.
Yeah.
And it's a blessing to be in this position this late in the game for myself,
Yeah. I love that you, I'm sorry, go ahead.
What'd you say?
Oh, no, sorry. Were you saying?
No, I was about to say something totally different, you know what I'm saying? But I'm getting to the point where I don't want to call anybody anymore. I went on Planet so I wouldn't have to call nobody. A lot of people in my phone won't respond to me anymore. So I'm about to change my number. I don't want nobody to respond. Once we going, I don't need to talk. I ain't got nothing against nobody. When I see you, love it, boom, boom. What's your new number tag? Oh, okay. It depends on who you are. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to talk to nobody anymore. Because I'm a real dude. So when I call you, it's actually for something. And when I can get no response from people, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna bug anybody anymore. I'm gonna go on my own planet, and I'm gonna change my number in the midst of it coming out. I've had the same number for 15 years or maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe. That's a long time to have a number. Females shouldn't be getting out of jail for 7 years and call me like, hey, I'm back. I'm like, ugh, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? I have to change. There's several females have been locked up. Still, they get phone in jail. You know what I mean? Hey, this is so-and-so. I'm like, I have to change my number.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got a lady now, man. You got chicks calling you from jail, you know what I'm saying? You gonna be out when I get out? You gonna be there when I get out? No. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be on the road and be somewhere on the cruise, you know what I'm saying? So I'm about to change my number and I'm about to be on my own planet for real, dude. You know what I'm saying? Of course y'all don't have it, you know what I'm saying? We're teammates, but you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm gonna give all my teammates my number. No, I'm joking. I like all those guys. But I don't want to talk to nobody no more, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like I did a song called Comfortable on my record, you know what I'm saying? I don't really want to talk. I put in so much work, and people don't know. I want to talk to people that are well versed on what we've done thus far. I don't want to talk about. So when did you start rapping? You're supposed to know that already, man. I've been telling that story for years.
No, you're right. I'm in the position where I should have to introduce myself. You aren't. You aren't. You have done too much work for this, and I agree with you. And that's why I love Comfortable so much because for me, as someone who loves you to death and standing in your corner always, I love seeing you stand up for that. How much work you've done in that song.
Oh my God, man! But also when we're touching new people, I get it.
Yeah.
If we're going to new arenas, and new places and higher heights, these people might not know. But please, when Tech N9ne is coming your way, please do your due diligence, man. You know what I'm saying? Please go back and read something so you'll have something to present to me because I don't mind going back to, I started rapping in 85, I got my first record deal in 93, in 94, 95, 96, I was Quincy Jones, it's just like, this is strange music, man. You know what I mean? And I don't want to talk to nobody, man, and I guess I'm going to talk to the people that we choose. I'm not going into Hot 97 again until they come here, you know what I mean? And hopefully Ebro and Peter and whatever the girl's name is, and Funkmaster Flex and all of them will come down here, you know what I mean, to a show or come somewhere to see what's real, before we do another interview. Because being there and having to talk about me and ICP and all that, that's cool. That was a part of my life, a big part of my life. Yeah, that's cool. But you need to know about Tech N9ne, dude. You know what I'm saying? And they don't know about Tech N9ne. They just like to compare me to everybody, And I don't want to do that no more.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of people I really don't want to talk to. And I don't think that's a bad thing, man. You know what I mean? Because I've done so much work and, I'm comfortable in certain places and certain places I'm not. I don't want to be sweating balls when I'm on the radio. You know what I mean? I don't, I want to do something different. I want people to come to us, and that's what this music's going to do, man. We're going to make them come to us, man. You know what I mean? We ain't going to be having to knock on nobody's door like, hey, you know what I'm saying, Jimmy Kimmel, or hey, Jimmy Fallon. No, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the success of these songs are supposed to push people to come to us. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be another life for Strange Music, man. 9 lives. We're probably on our 5th. We got 4 more years.
No, I love that, because Moon didn't come to man went to the moon. And that's kind of what Planet's doing for you is, the planet doesn't circle back around to see everyone else, it doesn't leave its orbit. You have to go there.
Yeah.
And, that's something that I love because I will always champion Strange, always champion you. This is also coming from the same person who gets, viscerally angry at the thought of, everything, that was, for example, mentioned in Comfortable and all of that, because, I feel very, very protective of you and very protective of Strange. So when people aren't like, I just see red and want to kill. But, that being said, something, that's really cool for me. I'm about to release my debut album. You're about to release what many people believe is the biggest album of your career. You have so much, you've lived so many different lives throughout all your projects. And having so much experience musically, you are definitely, and again, I don't say this to make you uncomfortable or say this, to just, continue to pat your ego here, but I genuinely, for me growing up, like I said, you're the first artist I remember ever hearing, and the first music I remember hearing is yours. So after going to literally, over 1,000 of your shows over the years, you are for me like the pinnacle artist. Like what an artist is for me has always been you. And so you've always been a huge inspiration to me, and you've always been a huge mentor to me. I remember shortly after Acting Like You Know came out, it was the spring after it came out, and you called me one day while I was at school, and I stepped out of class and I said, hey, what's up? Thinking there was an issue. And really, and I doubt you even remember the phone call, but you had just essentially called to say, just do the music. Like, we got this. This is going to be good. This is going to be good. And, that meant a lot to me. And in a lot of ways, you've been a mentor to me. So I guess I just want to take this opportunity to ask for myself and for anyone who may be listening, and curious as to what essentially a complete veteran might have to say. Heading into the release of my debut album, as an artist, as someone who's now a member of this music industry community more than ever before, cliche as this, what advice, what words of wisdom do you have as Tech N9ne?
I would tell Mackenzie Nicole, just take the job. When Nick Cassavetes asked me to do Alpha Dog, he wanted me to score the movie. I didn't know how to do it. I was scared as hell. I didn't know nothing. And I called QD3, and he's like, just do it, Tech. You're going to love it. I'll show you. And Rod Rebeck walked me through it. It's Pro Tools. We did it. We got music in the movie. I took the job. I took the job. I just go. I didn't want to act. And then Devil's Carnival called, and I memorized all the lines. It was like Shakespeare-type lines, and I memorized them. I was petrified. Just do the job. Just whatever is in front of you, even if it scares the shit out of you, just go. And when you get on the other side, you're going to be like, whoa, I did that. And you're going to be so proud of your work. There's going to be things you don't want to do. You know what I mean? You don't want to do Playboy TV or nothing. You don't have to do that. I ain't telling you that. It's like, we need Mackenzie Nicole on the couch with 3 naked chicks to do an interview. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that kind of work. But you'll know. Just do it. I sound weird because it's Nike.
No, you're fine.
Just go. Even though fear is your only God, baby. If you let loose of fear, you can do anything. You know what I mean? That's what I would tell you. Just take the job, baby girl. Whatever it is that they put in front of you, and I know that you have the brain capacity to do it, just do the job. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense.
That does make sense. That does make sense. Just do the job, and even if it makes you uncomfortable, until you get to the point in your life, you're like, I ain't comfortable no more. I don't want to do this no more. And you will get to that point, I am, But just take the job and do the work. And when you get on the other side of that, man, other side of that hurdle, you're going to say, wow, I actually did that. And next thing you know, you're going to be in front of this sea of people doing your thing and smiling because they're smiling at you. That's the best feeling ever, man, because people dream of that kind of love from people that you connect with. They can only dream. That's why everybody wants to be a superstar. That's why every basketball, football player want to be a musician. And, they that rush is everything, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's nervous at the same time. But when you do it and people commend you for it and they come to your show and you're sitting in front of this sea of people that are smiling at you instead of throwing tomatoes, that is a beautiful thing, man. Just do the job, man. And you'll see. And when you do that job, you're going to see it all flourish, man. But you got to do it with all your might, though. You know what I'm saying? With everything you got. I didn't want to do Devil's Carnival. I was like, I like music. I don't think I could be anybody else, but I became this librarian that talks like this. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. And when I was on the set, people were like, in between, they were like, my God, man, even the stars of the show, we have to have cue cards for them. We're so glad that you did the work. I did it. I practiced in the mirror in my house. I practiced. I wanted to be the best librarian, even though I was terrified because it's not my comfort zone. It's not something I've been doing my whole life. But when you look at LL Cool J, you look at Will Smith, you look at Ice Cube, and they all say the same thing. If you're doing videos, you're acting. No, I'm not. I'm being me. I'm being me. E-bop, evil brain, angel, mama. I meant that shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't just writing this shit for nothing. But I did the work, man. And next thing you know, I was standing in front of a theater explaining
to people and taking questions and stuff, you know, after the movie or before the movie or whatever, you know, I couldn't believe it. Just do the job and just watch what happens, man. You know what I mean? That's my advice.
Wow. Yeah, that's perfect. From that I needed that right now. So
yeah.
I guess, you know, I can't think of a better way to wrap this up. I think you did it perfectly for me there. So
well, you're an expert interviewer.
Hey, thanks.
I'll tell you that. I haven't found anything you can't do yet. You know what I mean? I'm not looking for it either. I'm not looking for it. Just do the job.
No, but perfect. Well, thank you for hanging out with me today, okay?
Thank you.
And
I like your ring.
We're wearing the same ring. Yeah. No one can see this, but we both have our snake and diamond rings on, so we look pretty phenomenal right now.
Now, I got it on my FU finger because...
So do I.
You know, yeah, exactly. That's how I feel everybody. Fuck y'all. We about to do this. Strange music, bitch.
Perfect. Love you. Bye.
This is the genius, Chris Calico. Cali, baby. Letting you know you're tuned into Tech N9ne's Independent Grind on Dash Radio.